It is the morning after the night before, and it's fitting. It is fitting that today's 5 things we learned is based on a 5-0 victory rather than a 5-0 loss this time. Absolutely fantastic performance from everyone involved from start to finish. But in this video, of course, we have to figure out the top 5 things that we learned from Chelsea's 5-0 win over West Ham United yesterday. As always, please do hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel for the remainder of the season. Throughout the summer, I'm going to be doing the Euro watch-alongs every single day. And, of course, into the new season. We are now rapidly approaching 8,000 subscribers on the channel. Just 103 away as of recording. Thank you very much. It really does mean a lot to me. It wasn't something I thought was going to be possible before the end of the season, but here we are, of course. And with that said, number 1, European football is now a real possibility. And I feel like I've said that a few times, but now more than ever, it is really setting in that there's a real chance. Many will argue we should have trusted the process all along. I disagree personally, but then again, here we are, really close, just 3 games away. You've got to think if we get all 3 wins now in our remaining games against Nottingham Forest, Brighton and Bournemouth, surely that's enough to get Europa League. But again, we sit in 7th place with United playing later today. A loss seems unlikely. It does seem unlikely. But again, United have won just 3 of their last 10 away from home in the league. Similarly now, Palace beat United at Old Trafford back in September. So who knows? Who knows? Belief is high for Palace since Glasner's joined, beating Liverpool at Anfield and Newcastle in the last 5 games or so. It could be on the cards. It could be on the cards. Newcastle and United still have to face each other, of course. United still have to play Arsenal. It really is in our favour right now. And so only time will tell. It really, honestly, it will. You look at the remaining fixtures overall, and it's there. It's so nearly there now. And looking at that Man United list, you've got to think we're the favourites here. Even though mathematically Manchester United can come out with more points. Likewise, Newcastle. You look at our games and you look at their games. There's points to be dropped there, left, right and centre for both teams. More so for United. I think it's theirs now. It's a real uphill battle for them. Likewise with Newcastle having to play Man United still. It's tricky. It is tricky. It's gonna be really tough for them. Number 2, Madueke continues to silence the critics of his from the last week or 2, and I wouldn't necessarily class myself as a critic of him. I know full well how good Noni Madueke can be. Anyone that's watched me long enough will know that I'm a huge advocate for him. I was excited for him to come. Didn't know too much about him, but as soon as I did, I became very intrigued as to what sort of player he can be for Chelsea. Obviously taken a while, not a while, he's hit highs and he's hit lows. Last couple of weeks has been a real low for him, and I would say in terms of publicity, but in terms of quality and style of play that he does, there's really not a lot to criticise, and more so, coming back more so to the point, silencing the critics, was more of his character. And whether or not he had kind of fallen into a rhythm, or again, it was only over 2 games or so, but people were worried. I was worried that maybe he's not a team player. Maybe it's all about him, and maybe he's more so looking at his contract, thinking, I need this goal. I need these goals to boost me wages and all that sort of thing. And so it came as a huge welcoming, I wouldn't say surprise, but it was nice. It was a really nice moment seeing Madueke through on goal after that phenomenal, Trevor Chalobah through ball to then decide to square it. No hesitation, I don't think. I don't think there was any hesitation at all from Madueke. He saw Jackson, squared it to him, and bear in mind these two were at each other's throats regarding that penalty. So, you know, I think anyone that had worries or is still kind of on that thing with, you know, Jackson's a bit of a baby. You know, Madueke, likewise, I think move on. Just move on. They've proven they've gotten over it. You need to get over it as well. The team is more cohesive than ever before. It's a well-oiled machine as of late in the last couple of games or so. So move on. I think that there are really high highs for Madueke to come now and very few lows. Compared to what I think people were stressing over as, you know, the team player and all that sort of thing. But a fantastic performance from him. No surprise from me again. I'm ready for next season with Madueke. I think it's going to be a really, really standout performance, more so than it has been already this season. Number 3, Pochettino may have saved his job right at the death. Let's get one thing straight here. We've not been great this season. I think it goes without saying. That said, of course, we've kept our nose above water just enough to the point where now we can capitalize both on our recent form, but also on the poor form of those above us, which I've said that sentence last season and the season before, where we always seem to capitulate. We always seem to lack that killer instinct when it comes to capitalizing, not necessarily on our form being good, but capitalizing on those above us being so poor and dropping points and losing games and drawing games. And we're in a good run of form. Obviously, the Arsenal game wasn't great, and we dropped points against Burnley and Sheffield United. And if it's not for those two games, not even Arsenal, but for the Burnley and the Sheffield United game, we would be in a much better position. Arguably, I think if we won them, that would be another 4 points or so. Where would that take us? The maths. It's not great. 4 points, we'd be on 58 points, so we'd be well into sixth place. But it's a whole load of if buts and maybes. So, you know, something we have consistently failed to do is, of course, capitalizing on the poor form of those above us. But the new formation, the inverted Cucurella, is proving to be just what we needed right at this stage in the campaign, both saving Chelsea, creating European hope, and also allowing Poch to keep his job, all whilst kind of getting the fans on board. The bridge was electric yesterday. It was absolutely, you know, raucous, as they would say. I think it was, from what I saw, let's zoom out. I don't know why I'm so zoomed in. But it was a really good turnout in terms of the crowd were on it. The players were on it. It was running on all cylinders. You know what I'm saying? It was reported, though, after the game that Europa League is absolutely the expectation, which is a lot of unnecessary pressure to put on these players and the manager when all is suddenly going well as of late, right at the end of the season. However, the players need to know the pressure. They need to know how to deal with pressure, I suppose, if we are to survive any European campaign next season. I still don't think it was necessary to publish that. Obviously, Ornstein was I think it was Ornstein, was it? I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that, but I'm just saying. Orny, don't come for me. Number 4, we're into the penultimate point of this 5 things we learned. Jackson is getting better and better, and I feel that the appreciation is slowly coming in, but not where it needs to be. Of course, Jackson, for those of you that don't know, has scored more in his first season for Chelsea than almost every striker we've purchased since the Roman era began, including the likes of Drogba, Shevchenko, Mutu, which isn't a surprise, but I'm trying to think of other ones. Diego Costa is the only one that said that that has scored more. I think it was 20 in his first season. But even then, I think it's 11 for Jackson so far. Still 3 games to go. Still plenty of time for him to bag a few more. I just don't. He's obviously had moments where you think like this guy stinks. But in the heat of the moment, I've never overly thought like after a game or like the next day, I don't want Jackson. I don't think he's good enough and all that. And you look at the goals and the assists. He's really pulling numbers out of his arse. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's doing really well. Will he be our out and out striker next season? Who knows? Victor Osimhen talks have begun once again. So again, who knows? All I know is I love him as a player. He's got that shithouse mentality that Chelsea have been synonymous with for so long now, and that we seemingly don't have, or losing the likes of David Luiz, Antonio Rudiger, and a few others. It seemed as though that shithouse era from Chelsea had come and gone. But now we've got Jackson. We've also got Disasi as well. But, you know, things aren't looking too great for him now with Chalobah being back and being as good as he is. Yeah, I think there's a place for Jackson next season for sure. I don't know necessarily where it's going to be. With that said, is it going to be our front man? Is he going to be our striker next season? Who knows? It's tricky because we've got so many wingers as well. It's not like we can just be like, oh, playing them on the left, because we have so many wingers. It's a bit of an issue. But yeah, Jackson, lay off him. He's doing well. Number 5, the final one today. It's a bit of a double header, but it leads back into what's been more so the topic of conversation regarding transfers. And that is that selling either or both of Chalobah and Gallagher at the end of the season would be a bad move. It would be a bad move. You know it would be a bad move. You know it's a bad move. I know it's a bad move. Do the board know it's a bad move? Probably. But the fact of the matter is, obviously, as we know, we need sales. And, you know, it is what it is. Chalobah's ability to pass, leading to Madueke's pass to Jackson, was just incredible, and not the first, and hopefully not the last time we see one of those trademark Trevor Chalobah passes over the top. Obviously, Thiago Silva can do that. He's going. Disasi can do that, but we've not really seen too much of that. Badiashile, Shield, we know he's got a bit of a swapper on him to be able to put it over the top. For me, Trevor Chalobah is our best playmaker from the back, unless I'm clearly missing someone. Obviously, not including James, but I'm saying like central man. Gallagher's finishing and whereabouts and positioning, especially in the last game, but also he's scoring more and more these days. When he couldn't find a time to shoot in most games, let alone to score. I think that was one of the main frustrations with Gallagher, was that we're so used to him scoring like he was for Palace, and just more screamers after screamer after screamer. And now he's doing it a lot more often for Chelsea. What a goal against Villa. What a goal against West Ham yesterday. He just seems to have... His radar is on now as to where he can find the goal and put it in the back of the net, and we're seeing a good goal scoring Conor Gallagher as of late. Both players clearly love the club. Gallagher's captain at the moment, more often than not. Obviously, with the injuries of James and Chilwell, we've seen time and time again Chalobah in that huddle, geeing up the squad in his own way, and he just seems to absolutely relish at the moment the chances that he's getting. I understand, obviously, we need to generate funds, and selling academy players is virtually free money. But find another way. Find another way, please. I'm begging you. Find another way. It's all coming together so well as of late. I think regret will be the only thing we acquire once again if we sell either or both of these players at the end of the season. With that said, let me know what you learned from this game. Please do like, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. 8,000 subscribers means an 8-hour stream on here, not on Twitch. I'll be doing it on here. Games, FIFA, career mode. 8 hours of just absolute mayhem. But all the same, my name is Harry. Just 3 games to go. Up the Chels, and peace.